Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Eric's Technical Analysis channel. I just want to take a look at CCL. So, I actually bought this thing back in March. Where was it? Holy shit, that was a long time ago. I think I got this thing around I want to say I got it around like $8 or something like that. Yeah, I think I bought it like here. And it ran up to about $19 or something. Or maybe it was 17. Or maybe, it was 19. And I think I sold it here, me just being a seller. And then a couple days later, it did run up here. And I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have sold it. And then it crashed all the way back down. And I meant to rebuy it, but then I never did. So obviously a lot's happened since, and I pretty much should have held that for a while, but I didn't. But I do want to talk about this potential move that could be coming. This is on the daily here. So as you see, we wicked down here to this 200 EMA at 17.93. And, if you look on the bigger time frame here, this actually looks like a beautiful, beautiful either cup and handle. I don't know if I want to call it a inverse head and shoulders, but if you zoom in here, it could be creating a small inverse head and shoulders right there if it doesn't go below 1961. Then you could, but it looks like it might come back down here and test this 200 EMA at 1827. Looking at the RSI, we're obviously still falling there. But I feel really bullish about this thing, believe it or not. And whether or not that's a cup and handle, we can get into that in a second. But this is what you would be looking at right here, is a nice consolidation, maybe a falling channel, falling wedge, or maybe a bull pennant, something like that. But this is kind of the consolidation pattern you're looking at. So I think that we would either bounce at this 1948 and not come back in this range, or we'll continue down here and bounce in here for a little bit. But it's tough to say right now where exactly it's heading. But if this is a cup and handle here, let's take a look at the measured move out of here. You would be from here to the cup, and then say we broke out somewhere up in this range, we would be looking at almost $28. And if it wasn't a cup and handle and it's just like a big bull pennant, would this be the size of it? I think that you would go off of the size of this here. And if we broke out somewhere in this range, I mean, that's roughly, you're going into roughly the same location there. So that's cool to see. But the reason that I'm bullish on it is if you look here on the weekly, we got this golden cross here where the 20 EMA crossed the 50. And we did get a weekly bounce here on the RSI. So that's great to see. And not only that, but we've talked about this in the past. This bullish setup here, this is a reversal. And this is on the weekly, guys. This is on the weekly. So that movement right there is actually massive. This is the first time we got it actually since. So even though, all of this price action has happened here, obviously you would love to have caught it here, but in reality, this isn't even, any good time to buy. The time to buy this thing is right here. this is the time to buy. So, of course, that doesn't mean it's never going to come below here, but, you know, it likes to test this weekly EMA, of course, and you have that at 1870. So it could have, in fact, touched that, but let me see if there's any Ichimoku. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at this, guys. So this right here is all of your support and your resistance. And in this last week, we actually broke up through this resistance here. So your green cloud here and this white line here is right around 2050 or so. So this reversal setup is actually huge. So if you actually broke up this week above 2150 and you got like an hourly close above that or something, even a 4 hourly close, anything of the sort, you would be looking at a pretty good move. Now your main resistance you can see is right here at 2971. And of course if you got above that, that would be huge. But this is crazy. This is actually beautiful to see. Getting above this cloud support is massive. It's been trying to get above that. So obviously above this is the biggest move possible, is above this 30, and actually maintaining here, you have like, you know, almost a blue sky breakout. You can tell in the past here that red line there was almost resistance until we broke it here, and then you broke it and you ran the fuck up, and then you fell back under it, and we caught support on rejection. We got rejected by it the whole entire time, and we tried to get above it here. It looked like it was gonna, and then crash, right? So now look where we're at. It took all the way down here, but here we are. We're starting to get into this area again. So this is extremely bullish. So, you know, could it come back down in this $18, $19 range? It could, but I'm not 100% sure how this works out as far as this setup. If this would mean that you're not going to come below this $20 level or not, it's tough to say on that one, because let's see if that means anything. So obviously $20 there was the low during this whole week, and that was as low as we got. 1838, that's that weekly EMA. So, you know, those are your two levels there for sure. As of right now, you have very strong support at this $20 range, and even though this yellow EMA has crossed down, you have this green here, 200, coming up to cross this blue. And this is only on the hourly, guys, but it's following this white Ichimoku, I don't even know, support here to a T right now. And this is at 2044. So this is just looking really, really good. Let's see the 4 hour here. So on the 4 hour, we might actually be getting, So we did have no, we didn't even have bearish divergence. That wasn't even bearish divergence, was it? No. So we just seem like we keep following this. So you have your support here at 1989 and as low as 1950. And if this is an inverse head and shoulders, which it kind of looks like it is, you could come as low as 1950, right? That would be your, let me hide some of this stuff so we can take a look. This looks like an inverse head and shoulders to me. So if this was, I'll draw it out. This is your left shoulder, this is your head, and you're making your right shoulder right now. Or a cup and handle as well. So it could go either way. And on the 4 hour, we did just get a bounce here, actually. So that looks pretty good too. So what would be your move out of that? Let's see. Inverse head and shoulders move out of that. If this is going to be your bottom right here, anywhere from 20 to as low as 1958 or 1950, something like that, like we've talked about. I'm going to draw, I'm going to actually draw a box here so that we can see where we've been bouncing right here, roughly, right? This is it. This is your support and your resistance line. So it's going to come, okay, so looking at it like that, actually, that makes you think that it would most likely come back down here and see if it can hold this support here. Again, because last time it came down here and it held support, we got a run up. But then it came back down and it couldn't hold, but it found support down here, got rejected, came back up. So it did find support here, though, so maybe we should ignore that wick and put that like that, which that's as low as 1838. There's that number again. That's the weekly EMA. Okay, so that makes perfect sense, right? So 1838 and 1971, roughly. I guess as low as this other wick here, so 1961. So it could be coming back down here right now to test this area. And if, in fact, it holds, there's your break, right? You get this break, comes back down, retest this line as support, and you're off to the fucking races. So then you get your breakout, your big breakout, which would be, obviously it's not going to be in one day, but it'll be heading upwards to the $30 range. So if we look at the weekly, right, here's your pattern right here on the weekly. Bada bing, bada boom. Guys, this is something serious here. Look at that. This is exciting me. I might have to buy some of this shit on fucking Tuesday. See where it's at. There's your breakout right there, right? And guess where you're going to get rejected? Right at the 200 EMA, because I bet by the time this comes up here, at some point in the next 1, 2, 3, who knows, couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, your EMA will probably be perfectly right here, and that's going to be your resistance, and you're going to touch that, and then, it might either create another falling wedge and continue up further. There's no way to say for sure. Or it might, come back down here and do something else. But that's something that you look at later. Wow. That freaking gets me excited too. And I'm not even in CCL anymore. So I wanna keep an eye on this. But as these moving averages obviously continue to come lower, these longer term, it'll get us closer and closer to the potential of crossing all of them and heading back up in that range. So it's not going to be one move, but we are looking at this potential action and just kind of laddering up, something like that. So keep an eye on this one. Hope you liked it. Hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed.